right, Jeff, what are we looking at here, man?
Well, right over here on the side of us is one of the things we pride ourselves on Diamond is taking the extra step for all of our customers. So that even includes breaking in the speakers on our cabinets. The door we're going in right now is where we have our cabinet break-in room. And what we do is we literally built a break-in station where we put them on a tone generator. And when the cabinets are completed, we'll sit and we'll just literally whomp the speakers for a solid 24 hours. That gives them about 80% of their break-in. So this way, when cabinets come out, we don't have customers that have to play their cabinets for 3 months before they get broken in and sound like they're supposed to sound. They're pretty much there right out of the gate. So the theory is not to be putting high tones through it. It's literally to get the low tones so that the speaker travels as far as possible and breaks in as quickly as possible. There's other break-in techniques that people have used, including acetone and things that I've seen before that really just don't work. The only way you can naturally break in a speaker and correctly break it in is to get it to move. So after the product's done here, as we move into the other areas of the back here, we are moving into the area where we have our cabinet building. As I told you, everything is built here in our shop. That includes the cabinets, that includes the head shells, that includes every one of the pieces. So what we're looking at here are cabinets that are completed, that are ready for the next stage. Right on top of them we'll have, let me show you one of these cabinets.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, we do a lot of these tours and we see a lot of companies who at this stage they'll say, oh, this provider gives us the cabs and we just kind of throw our stuff in. I mean, why do you go through the trouble to, make your own actual cabs?
Well, what we found is a lot of the companies that provide those cabinets, they do an okay job, but they're just concerned with getting a completed box, and we didn't want that. We want things built to our quality level. We actually spent a substantial amount of time engineering our cabinets, not just the construction to make them solid, but even optimizing the airspace inside the cabinets to fine-tune the cabinets to work optimally with the speakers. We wanted a very particular kind of wood. We want original, actual Baltic birch that's imported from Russia. And one of the things about a sealed enclosure is that it has to be sealed. A lot of cabinets, you can literally do the match test. You take a lit match, you put it on the back of the cabinet, hit a low E, you can blow the match out of the back of the cabinet. Well, we don't want that. A sealed cabinet needs to have no air leaks. If it has air leaks, it sounds different. So the only way we could ensure that quality was to do it ourselves. So we decided to build our cabinets from scratch. This is 100% Baltic birch. Every piece of wood in our cabinet is not only Baltic birch, but it is built from the same piece of Baltic, including the speaker baffle, the back panel, all the trim that we use. It's all cut out of one piece of wood and assembled as a unit, so you even get unity between all the pieces of wood. We do dado joints, then we wood glue, we brad nail, and we reseal using one of the strongest joints you can to ensure the quality and to ensure that even the seams don't leak. We put the trim on, 2-degree angle on the speaker baffles, optimized airspace, solid back panels. We even built custom bracing. So you can see here we even build our own bracing for the cabinets, cut to exactly the right length so you'll never have back panel rattle all the way through, every single piece. These cabinets are built so strong, literally we've had them dropped from 10, 12 feet of height. Not only do they not split, but they don't even go out of square. That I can demonstrate. So the room we're going to go in now is actually, I said that we hand-built the cabinets on hand-built tables, and we're going to actually show you that now. But this room is where we actually do the cabinet building. You can see that all the tables we built by ourselves. We've got a table saw right here and the table router over there that Greg's working on, where we actually literally cut the wood by hand off templates that we make so that we can ensure every cabinet is exactly the same size and precision cut. We router them, we sand them ourselves. Some of the things we're seeing back here are some final cabinet assembly that's going on the left, some head shells that were being built. That's actually a prototype head shell we're working on that'll fit Roy's Variplex amp, and it's going to also fit our 50-watt vintage amp. So what we've got going on right now is our table router we talked about a minute ago, again hand-built, and we're getting the prototype combo shells ready. So Greg's routing out the speaker hole so that we can actually stuff the speaker and finish the assembly of the combo, put it all together and test it. So this is another sneak preview. Mentioned the relationship with Blankenship amps. Well, this is a product that's coming out of that. This is going to be the Diamond Class A Balinese. which is available in a 112 combo as well as a 115 with reverb. All Class A, all hand wired, using Celestion G12Hs or Celestion Blues. And this is the prototype head shell. What we're going to have here is a Tolex wrap valance in black with our logo attached. Underneath it, the speaker baffle with the two-tone basket weave that we use on our Spitfire products. Everything will be wrapped, ventilation on top, open back cabinet. Same thing is going to be true for the 115 that we have over there. Another prototype shell getting ready for those products that we've been working on this week to start getting those products out to the market here shortly. The piece we're looking at right now is an actual completed cabinet that is getting speakers and going to be ready for production. So once we get them into this stage, we'll literally put the speakers in them, we put all the remaining hardware on them, we run all the wires, we put the back panels in, and then send them over for testing. We roll the Tolex out ourselves from bare rolls, we cut it to size, we actually put it together. These cabinets that Aaron's putting together right now are actually dummy cabinets that are going out to Seven Dust for their Europe run. They needed some additional cabinets for Europe, so we're building them some dummy cabinets. So they'll be running 4 live cabinets and 4 dummies over on their Europe show.
Jeff, what are we looking at here?
Well, right here is where we hang our testing stuff for quality control. When we do our quality control, we want everything constant. We want the same guitar, the same cable, the same speaker cable, the same power cable, the same actual speaker cabinet. So this is one of my DBZ guitars, one of the ones that we hand-built for NAMM, Dean and I. And this is the guitar that we use for all of our testing. It stays there. It hangs with the cables that we use. We plug it into the same tester cabinet. So that way, if there are any differences between any amps, we've eliminated every possible concern, and we know we can localize the issue to make sure that every one of our products comes out to the same level of quality.
All right, so Jeff, we're wrapping up the tour here back in the sound room. We're about to watch the QC process. Tell me about how this works.
Well, once we get an amp done and completed and it's going through its last stages of QC, we bring it in here, and as I mentioned, we keep all the cables the same, the guitar the same, and then we take each of the pots, we sweep them individually, we check out all the functions of the amp to make sure everything's doing what it's supposed to do. So what Brian is doing right now is he's sweeping the range of each pot so that we can make sure it's doing its function and it's doing it correctly and in the right range. After we get that done, he'll do the same thing with the next channel, check all the back panel functions, check all the switching and the foot switch, and then we give it a final audio test.
How many man-hours goes into a Diamond product?
Just in the labor alone, it's probably a 20-hour process just to complete an amp, from stuffing the components to getting it in to, and that's just the guts of the amp. That doesn't include probably another 4 to 5 hours per head shell to put them together. That excludes how much time it takes us to do quality control, which is probably another hour's worth an amp, as well as the boxing it and getting it ready. That excludes the 3 days that they spend on burn-in as well. So it's probably a week process by the time it's all. If you added it all up and wanted to build one head from scratch, tested it, have it all completed, it's about a week.
So this is almost like the birthing of this amp, right? He's going to open it up for the first time. Kind of a big moment for this guy.
Hopefully. Maybe he knows what to do with it. But he's at this point finished with the quality control check and checked all the functions. So we're going to turn up on channel 2 and just do a real solid, high-volume final audio test. When this typically happens, usually either I'll be here or maybe Brian, who's sitting in the room as well, so we can listen from different perspectives and make sure we're hearing the same things that Brian, who's doing QC, is hearing. So
we don't have the right mic for this, but I don't want to interrupt the process. Go ahead. Let's hear it. Well, again, we didn't have the right mic for that. I didn't know you were going to do that. But anyway, we got to hear it. What do you think?
I got to hear it. This one sounds ready. So
Cool.
when you're ready for it, you can check it out at www.diamondamplification.com.
All right. Jeff, thanks a lot, man.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming down.
Appreciate it. I'm Joe Coffey. You're watching PremierGuitar.com.